Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is a brand new type of video I'm trying out, so let me know if you guys like it. I guess I don't have comments on, but you can like it if you liked it. I guess it's pretty self-explanatory, but I want to kind of do these videos in the style of Fantano, really inspired by Fantano, so don't think I'm copying him. I'm inspired by him. I'm not just like directly doing what he's like. I'm putting my own little twist on it. You know, it's my opinion. You know, if anyone is curious about my opinion about these albums, then they can watch me, and if not, don't watch me. I don't care. But I want to start this series where I review albums, probably ones that are newer. Like this album that I'm talking about today came out this month, I think. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I want to try doing this more, and I thought this was a good one to start off with because Ren is someone I have reacted to on this channel, and is one of the most unique artists I know. He is just so out there, and I love it. Like sometimes it's hard to put a genre on like what his music is, but I mean in general it's more rap, but yeah. Anyway, I'll save my rating for the end. And yeah, um, I'm just gonna start off by saying, if you haven't already heard this album, I would highly suggest checking out. It is very different and very, very good, in my opinion. But yeah, we start off the album with Seven Sins. How many tracks does this have again? Has 18. Yeah, it has a lot of tracks. I think it's like an hour long. But you start off the album with Seven Sins, and it starts with like a, what was it? A Welsh kind of, what did it say it was? A Welsh thing. He sung in Welsh in the beginning, the intro of the song. Yeah, I don't know why I can't speak today, but yeah. Um, reading like, illness is my teacher, it broke my smile, my bones feel old, here lies the body of Ren, and then it starts. Um, and I feel like, yeah, this is a really good opener. And I don't know, like all of the songs on this album hit really hard, in my opinion. Like I feel like a lot of these I can see being played at like kind of parties, you know. I mean, I know he even has some of it in his lyrics where he's like, I know I want like he knows that he probably isn't gonna be played on the radio because his music is pretty out there and it's different and it's not like pop music, you know. But like in High Ren, like one of his, I think what my favorite song by him and one of his biggest songs. It's like really that one in particular is a very stripped down, just him and a guitar, and it's very. I don't even know what genre that would be. Like, yeah, I don't know what genre it'd be, but he like I remember one of the lyrics was like basically saying like he knows he won't be played on the radio, but for the people that can connect to it, that's what matters, basically. And I could feel that in this because I think this whole album was kind of like about how he has, I think it's Lyme disease, but he has um I know he takes a lot of medication, and like he sees doctors, and he does have a mental illness, and he struggles with that a lot. But he writes songs about it and pushes through and makes some awesome ass music. Um, and I can't think of a song on here that I did not like. There were definitely some favorites on here, but seven's like the first like five I think were some of my favorites, and I think even looking at kind of looking at like the popularity, it seems like the kind of like the first five-ish, six-ish on the album were reviewed very well. Um, yeah, and then we go into Sick Boy, which is kind of like in the vein of High Ren. Um, going back, I would highly suggest checking out that song too. That song is really, really unique and is basically kind of just talking about his mental illness, and it's basically like a battle between the subconscious, and it's really unique and interesting. But that one is kind of in that same vein. This whole album I feel like is kind of just kind of reflecting on his mental illness and I don't know. Like he's just I don't know, he's pushing through and he's making music for people to connect to and I really appreciate that about him. Um Animal Flow, the third one, kind of just like I think of that one as more of like a party one. Again, it's like I know these like I was saying I know he doesn't like he isn't really like pop music, so he wouldn't be played on the radio as much. But like that one seems like a really good like crowd pleaser, I guess. I don't know. Okay, and then Money Game Part 3. I'm not gonna go over every single song on here, but Money Game Part 3 is I think definitely by far my favorite song on this album, and this is kind of the reason why I want to make a video about it, because this song I was like kind of just thinking about it all week. It's really, really good. And basically, Money Game Part 3. So I think he's made two other songs called The Money Game. There's Money Game Part 2 and obviously the first one. Um, I don't think I mean they're like related to each other, but it's not like one whole storyline. I haven't listened to two others and I have been meaning to do that, so I can't really say. But at least in this story, is this whole song is basically a story of um, a boy named Jimmy, and he starts off, and it's just like it kind of goes through his whole life and about him kind of being greedy and wanting everything, and he eventually gets all that he can, but then it starts crumbling down on him, and his dad was like not proud of him, and basically at the end he ends up um, shooting himself. But just the structure of the song too. I love okay, like Stan by Eminem, a very famous song. I bet a lot of you guys have heard of it. It's like a back and forth, like it's like a story, and that is I think probably my favorite Eminem song. But I really like it because it's really unique. And it's just like it's basically he's telling a story in like a song, and it kind of reminded me of this. It was a bit different, but like even the structure of the song, because then there was like this part where he stopped. He literally was like, cut. He said, "Cut the music," and then he basically just talked about how this isn't entertainment, and this is basically like an announcement. What there was, I'm trying to look. He said something. Um, And our fate could be the same without this story for the wise. Basically, not for entertainment, but just informing that this is like real life and this does happen. And the whole thing is basically just like, um, uh, he. I've been trying to think of like a way to describe this, but it's basically just kind of like a story of greed and how he grew up and he became what was it? He became a software engine. He made software code or something, but he basically got rich and he started doing all these things and getting like rich and famous and all that. And then his dad died, and then slowly after that, everything started to fall apart. And yeah, and then he basically just ended up like realizing that even surrounded by all this, it doesn't. What was it? Inside a place with a mountain of gold, but those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Deep stuff. That's what I'm saying. This guy is a lyrical genius. Yeah, I don't know. That is by far my favorite song on this album, and I think, yeah, that song in particular really made me want to check out more by him, and I haven't yet, but I am definitely planning to. The Then we have Lost All Faith after that. Um, that song is one of my favorites on the album too, just because of that chorus. That chorus is just so catchy and so good. We got Genesis, Murderer, which I feel like was I like Murderer. It was a good kind of kick-ass beat. Um, then we had Suicide, which was also, I think, one of my favorites on the album, because I can relate to it very personally. And basically, um, he sings about kind of like the feelings of suicide and um, just kind of feeling alone and yeah, basically just feeling alone. And then, like, the whole song is okay. I mean, okay, it's good. The whole song's good, but the reason why is I love the end where it, like, the music stops and you think the song's over, but then you hear him breathing, like, heavily. And then at the end, it turns to a completely different song and he opens up about his well, no, it wasn't his brother. It was and this was a true story. Like, um, during his childhood, he had a friend that jumped off a bridge, and he was basically singing about that and just like really opening up and crying and saying how he misses him, and he wishes that he like got there 1 second earlier. Just like all this guilt, and it was so emotional, and I love artists that just open up like that, and I think a lot of people can probably agree with that. When artists open up like that, it's really special. Um, yeah, that one is. I don't know. I don't want to. I really like that one. Illest of Our Time, probably one of my least favorite on the album. I know I did a reaction to it when I did a reaction to it a while ago. It was good. Again, I liked all of them on this album, but I didn't love that one as much. But it was good. Love Music Part 4, Uninvited. I felt like Uninvited was like a very I could see that as a pop song because it's not explicit, and I could see that one probably being played more mainstream. Like it just had a very pop vibe. I liked it. The chorus was very catchy. Yeah, What You Want. Um, that one I thought was kind of funny. It was basically just like what was the intro? Yeah, the intro was kind of like him mocking someone, like saying the music these days are lame. Yeah, which I can kind of relate. But then he kind of did like an old school type rap song. I thought it was actually pretty good. Um, yeah, The Hunger. I feel like this one he went like crazy near the end. Like he like rapped really fast, and I thought like his lyrics in this one was really good. Like he's a really good rapper and lyrical, big brain. Down on the Beat is one of my favorites too on this album. It's just such a good like dance one. It's just so like the beat is just so good. Like I can groove to that one. Like that one I could 100% like I can see that being played at clubs. That one is such a good like I don't know. That one is just such a good like jump to the beat because the song's called Down on the Beat. Masochist, Loco, Wicked Ways, Sick Boy Part 2. I feel like these were all kind of forgettable. Well, no, I don't want to say that. Because I'm trying to like remember looking at these titles like what comes to mind. I think Loco I really liked because it was very stripped down, and basically I think if I'm not mistaken like all of the like instruments in the song were like voice samples by him. Like they were like all his voice, you know. And I thought that was really cool. I think like Masochist and Wicked Ways, he had really good rapping too, like really good flow. And then Sick Boy Part 2, can't really remember that much about that one. But yeah, Really good album. I'd highly suggest listening to it. It's very, very different and out there, and I loved it. And I was listening to it quite a bit this week. Um, and yeah, this was really good. Sick Boy. Yeah, I guess I'm going to do a rating of this now because I am Fantano now. No, I'm not. But out of 10, I would probably say I wonder, like, because I feel like if I'm doing this and I do a series of this, I don't think I'll ever give it 10 out of 10. Because I don't think there is any, I don't, I would say 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I want to say 6.5, but I don't want to do the halves because that's kind of dumb. So 7 out of 10. I don't, but see, and that's too, I don't want to do the thing like what Fantano does because I don't want to copy him. But he does like light 7 to strong 6. But sure, I'll say that. But yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to upload this. I feel like it was just a bunch of talking. But you know what? Maybe I will, because why not? But yeah, I highly suggest giving this album a listen. It's awesome. And yeah, let me know down in the description. There's a Google form. You can suggest albums and stuff that you would like me to listen to. But I know this was one this guy I've reacted to on the channel, and I thought that it would be a good one to react to first. And it was really good. So it's a good starting off this series or whatever. But yeah. Let me know if this was boring, or this was really good, or awful for another reason, or good for another reason. I don't know how to do outros apparently, but you know what? Goodbye. Hopefully you guys liked it.